Hi, it's Iconic Punk Oz here. I'm in the San Bernardino Mountains and I'm showing you some of the terrain where the fires were pretty harsh this summer. The forest fires were out of control. You can see miles and miles of burned landscape. This is one of the cycles of California's ecosystem. You know, even some trees like redwoods and giant sequoias, their bark is resistant and fire resistant because they know they've grown and evolved in an environment where forest fires are part of the cycle of life. And actually some plants need a forest fire to reproduce properly, for things to happen properly. This is part of the cycle. Because we are separate from nature, we don't understand the balance of this. We build houses out of completely flammable materials, and we go for the cheapest. You know, we follow the Trump philosophy to make as much profit as possible and be as cheap as possible instead of being wise and being in harmony with nature. I just want to say, you know, this is Bowie's birthday. It's our chance to reconnect with the godlike energy that we have, your spark of God that you have in you, which David Bowie definitely had and inspired millions and millions of people around the world with that energy. It's your chance to do that in 2025. I want to say the things that have been happening in the world, California's fires that just happened in Hollywood and Malibu and all of the stuff that was happening along PCH and the valley as well, Los Angeles, and the hurricanes that hit the South, particularly North Carolina, the Carolinas, and all the floods. You know, I wish people would stop using the word apocalyptic, because these are the things that happen. We're lucky that these things haven't happened up to this point, because the earth is, you know, pretty pissed at us for the way we've been acting. And, you know, we're building civilizations, we're building on mountainsides, we're tearing forests down right and left. And we're not thinking about the harmony of nature and how we can incorporate nature into our development of cities and structures. How we can understand through computer modeling the airflows that flow through cities. And we can design the streets and plant more trees and have more greenery instead of just miles and miles of toxic, you know, asphalt that bleeds into our water or concrete. These are not natural things. They don't, you know, if we disappeared off the earth, it wouldn't take long for the grasses and for Mother Earth to burst through those. Because the earth is a living thing. It doesn't like just asphalt over the top of stuff. We have to start thinking about the way that we are affecting the planet in a real connected way, in a very intelligent way. And we have to stop being so partisan, so hateful, and vibrating low. I'm sorry in this last election, but everybody was motivated by fear and elected Donald Trump, who's basically a very egotistical person who even denies climate change. And he's focused on profit. This is not the direction we need to be going in. We need to be thinking about these things. We need to be more intelligent in our decisions and less motivated by fear. I'm hoping and praying that 2025, people can start opening their eyes and seeing the opportunity to move away from the last century of darkness and of patriarchy and misogyny and prejudice and hatred and desecration of the earth, and come together and realize that diversity is not something gonna hurt you. You know, it's God creates creation in all many different faceted ways, and you shouldn't be afraid of people that are different from you. You should come together. We should all understand we have common bonds, we have common needs to be loved, to be respected, and let's come together and have intelligent conversations when we disagree. And let's try to solve these problems, get in harmony with nature, and don't lower your vibration and start spewing a bunch of religious Christian trauma about the apocalypse and the end of the world and all that stuff. It just feeds fuel to the chaos and people's fears. Why would you want to feed into that? That's not true, actually. And we need to be smarter. If you think about it, you know, there are winds that come called the Santa Anas in California, Los Angeles, every year. And if you think about it, it's a miracle that these fires haven't coordinated and happened at the same time that these winds come until now. So if you think about it, God was probably protecting Hollywood and Los Angeles because it should have happened much sooner than now. It's a natural disaster. And there is no president or governor or fire department that could stop that. It's just the way that nature works. And anyone who is using this as a partisan reason to say that Gavin Newsom or you know, President Biden is not up to the task, and that's why this happened. Donald Trump is using fear again, fear-mongering, and his huge ego to be divisive at a time when we should be coming together. It's the wrong way to go. I'm telling you, we should not do that. And I just saw on TV 2 clips. Trump immediately started talking about, partisan stuff about blaming Gavin Newsom, and it wasn't done right. And if he was in control, implying that he would have been able to stop these horrible disasters. I guess he could stand in the center of a hurricane and stop the winds with his huge ego. But the truth is, that's not the case. And what I saw from President Biden, yes, he is older, and yes, when people get older, sometimes they're not as effective. They have certain things happen to older people, like dementia, and their memory gets worse. It happens to a lot of people. It's part of the natural process. But I'll tell you this, whatever is going on with him, and the clip that I saw from Biden, he was much more effective and loving for the people that are suffering right now and have lost their homes in California than Donald Trump was. So Donald Trump is running his mouth, but this little man that he's pointing to, Biden, and he's making fun of and calling names and saying he's incompetent. Donald Trump can say what he wants, but what Biden did is he gave funds as needed. He gave instruction to everyone in California, the people in power, the governor and people in positions of making decisions for the fire services and stuff, to do what they needed to help everyone. He was focused on helping and assisting and being there for everyone. That is an effective leader. And even in his not his best state, we have to be honest and say he's not the best. He's not like he was when he was 30, but none of us are. He's more effective now in his short little clip of speaking to guide everyone to do the proper thing than Trump is. I'm just saying. So you can point your finger all you want, but whatever. Give love, let's pull together, and let's heal this, baby. I love you.